Hi, I'm David. So for this problem, we're given a piecewise function. That is, f of x is equal to 2x plus 3 when x is less than 0, and 3 minus x when x is greater than or equal to 0. So first, let's just do the top. Right? So this is a linear function, right? This is just y equals mx plus b, the m being the 2 is the slope, and the b, which is the y-intercept, is 3. So we just graph this as if it was a basic linear function, but we only do half of it. So we only graph the part that's less than 0. So we first look at the y-intercept, that's 3. So we would go up 3. And right here, the y-intercept is where x is equal to 0. X does not equal 0, it's less than 0, so we would put an open circle here when we graph it, because this part of the function only goes up to 3, but it doesn't actually hit 3 because x is less than 0. So now we look at the second part, which is the 2. That is, again, the m, which is the slope. And the 2 means that we're going up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1, rise over run. But obviously, we're not going this way because the piecewise function only allows for this part of the equation to be on the negative side. So we can just look at it the opposite way, which is down 2 over 1. Right? So down 2 over 1. The next point we would graph would be this. And it ends up being the same thing either way, whether you're looking at it as up 2 over 1 or down 2 left 1. It's just that we are doing it the reverse way so that we can keep this equation on the left side. We can keep it where x is less than 0. So now we can graph, we can draw just this part of the line. Something like this. Right? Cool. So this is just this top part of the piecewise function. Now we go to the second part. The bottom line is 3 minus x. Now this is just another linear function. It is another y equals mx plus b function, but it's a little bit disguised. So m is technically a negative 1. There's an invisible 1 here. We just don't have to write the 1, right? Because anything times 1 is still 1. So we don't write it. So the slope here, the m, is negative 1. And then meanwhile, the 3 is actually the y-intercept. 3 here is the b. Which coincidentally is the same thing here. They have the same y-intercept, meaning at the y-axis, this line is going to cross at 3. And of course, for this one, it's going to be on the positive side. It's when x is equal to or greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0. So we start by graphing the y-intercept of 3. So we go up 3. Now, because this function could be equal to 0, we would make this a shaded-in circle. Now, coincidentally, it just happens to be the same as the top equation, so it ends up being the same thing. We end up shading over what used to be an open circle. And now we look at the second part. The m, the slope, is negative 1, so that means it's going down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. So we can graph the next line going down 1 over 1, right, because it's rise over run. So here's approximately what that second one should look like. And now, with this information, we can graph a line. So it should look roughly something like this. This is what the final graph should look like for this piecewise function. Right? Again, the top part only applies to this section of it when x is less than 0. The bottom part only applies to the positive part when x is greater than or equal to 0. And that is how you graph this piecewise function. Thank you.